Should we do some multiple choice for fun?
Okay.
Okay. The hardest skill to teach in investing is A, pattern recognition, B, risk sizing, C, patience, D, knowing when to stop analyzing.
They're all pretty good, but I like number 4 the best. I think it's the biggest mistake in our business. At some point, the analysis becomes counterproductive. And it's funny you asked me about things changing and adjusting. That's one thing I've learned, and it's greatly to my advantage. Speed matters now. With AI and email and everything else, if you sit around and analyze a company for 4 months and you're not willing to operate with 15 or 20% of information, you'll often miss the big move, and then you're afraid to buy it because it has moved. And that, to me, is a core belief. Sometimes when the opportunity is so big and you just kind of know it, you've just got to plunge in without the proper information, do the work, and if it doesn't work out, doesn't matter whether you're a profit or loss. Next.
I love that you embrace a lot of these counterintuitive things. There's the business school way.
Well, it's because I'm not that smart, so I just go with my gut, so I don't have to compete with all these people.
Incredible. All right, next. The most misleading macro variable or data.
Before you read the answer, unemployment. It's just ridiculous.
It is it's my number 2, payrolls.
Why in the world are we using a lagging indicator to predict the economy? It's like stupid.
Number 3, places where you get good insights from these days. Positioning data, talking to companies directly, watching correlations shift live, equity thematics and internals.
I've always gotten a lot of information from the market internals. In fact, Mr. Macro here, all my macro is not from macro data, it's from companies and putting together a puzzle between companies that lead the economy, companies that lag the economy, and you put that puzzle together, and we're not perfect, but we've been a lot better than the Fed predicting the economy, and we don't have models. We don't have any of that stuff. We do use macro data for entry and exits, but in terms of fundamentals, I've got a knack developed over many years for just hearing companies, hearing their tone, and then put the mosaic together when you talk to enough industries.
One of the reasons you used to be an incredible
Yes.
macro investor and you're an okay investor now.
As Tiger Woods said, better than most.
Better
Go
than
ahead.
most.
Better than
most. That's what matters. It's relative. Is because you get equities right, the bottom up right.
Oh, yeah. When I was at Soros, the whole purpose for the equity team was for me to get macro information. I didn't care if they made money in their equity book. When macro died after the GFC, their main function in informational flow to me was not what to buy or sell. It was what was going on in their companies, so I could figure out what to do with the Deutschmark or bonds or stuff like that.
It selfishly makes me very happy because I work in equities. Next, risk you fear most in 2026. Kinetic war of some sorts, a policy error, inflation, C, liquidity accident, D, narrative-driven bubbles.
Probably narrative-driven bubbles. I'm not really heavily focused on anything you mentioned, but I used to say it a lot. I have never seen, and I've studied a lot of economic history, a really bad economic outcome, something much worse than a garden variety recession. Let's say the Great Depression, let's say the Great Financial Crisis, without an asset bubble. They're all preceded by asset bubbles. So if you really, really want to cause a big problem, and I'm not talking about a recession, create an asset bubble. So I don't think we're there.
You don't think we're there, though? Early innings.
Definitely not early, but
Early-ish.
maybe 8th inning. If we went materially from here, I'd be very concerned.
Hard Lessons is an original series from Morgan Stanley. For the full episode with Stan Druckenmiller and an extended audio version, visit morganstanley.com/hardlessons.